Good morning everyone, another glorious day from the South Island. It's getting a bit chillier overnight, but it looks like it being an epic one today. No jumps, anything like that today, but I'm really excited about today's ride because we're going to do the Dunstan Trail, and this goes from sort of Cromwell to Clyde. It's one of New Zealand's most popular cycle trails, so me and Jacqueline are going to do that, have a nice cruisy day today. The caravan's not the same as the one we started with. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that in another video because it's still kind of raw at this point. But yeah, in terms of, you know, saying like I'm a confident, experienced caravan operator is a bit like saying Hitler was not a bad bloke. So yeah, a few things have gone wrong, but hopefully we'll have it back on the road in a few days. Anyway, come join me for the Dunstan Trail. Alright, so we started our ride from the Bannockburn campground, and right next door to it was the Carrick winery. And so we literally rode down the road, rode into the winery, and started and ended our ride from here. Last wine for many miles. I guess we're officially into it. Seems a bit early in the morning to stop for a wine and a pizza, but maybe on the way home, because that's where we're going to finish. Alright, well we started our ride probably slightly different from many. We started at the campground at Bannockburn, and so we're going to ride to Clyde, get a shuttle back to Cromwell, and then ride from Cromwell back to Bannockburn. So we've kind of started at that vineyard which is right next to our campsite. So a little bit of a weird way of doing it, hey, but we're always a bit weird. I must admit, standing at the caravan this morning, there was a big debate about do we need jackets. We were definitely going to take jackets, but did we need to wear them? But we're wearing them now, and trust me, you need them. It's that air coming off the lake, up the wind, up the breeze. Up the breeze, that sounds funny. Anyway, it's pretty darn cold, so it's a brisk morning, and yeah, jacket, really good idea, even though it looks super sunny. Alright, we're at a point called Cornish Point, and on the other side of the river is Cromwell. It's the old historic town. Really nice actually, we had a look around there yesterday. Anyway, it's Carrie on, my wife's waiting. Alrighty, what have we got here? We've got the whole works here. We've got unfenced cliff edges, narrow trail, significant rockfall hazard, windy, two ways. Are you carrying enough water? Okay. We should be good. Oh, look at that though, that's pretty stunning. That's pretty stunning. I think it's now starting to come into its own now. Yeah, we're all good. Just letting the viewers know the hazards. All bit of downhill. Of course, it's two ways really, and the temptation always for me is to just let the brakes off and have some fun. Actually, it says not to stop on this bit in case any rocks hit you. Oh, this is pretty cool. Hartley Bluff Bridge. Oh man, there's a bit of work's gone into this. Oh, this is a serious bit of engineering here. Look at this just hanging out over the rock edge. That is seriously cool. You wouldn't want to clip your bars on the... It's definitely one way here. Oh, that looks cool. Must admit, officially lost the coat now. It's still fresh, but out in the sun it's quite pleasant, so I think we'll go without the coat for a while. But there's quite a few people riding the trail, having a good chat with people as I do. Got another section saying no stopping for 500 meters for rockfall. Funny thing was, we took photos of that little bridge area there, and I set the camera up. And then I see as we rode on it said no stopping zones in, so we obviously were making a video in a no stopping zone, but anyway, that's typically me. Alright, that is pretty damn spectacular, I must admit. It's just really weird scenery, this. Just super steep, rocky, almost very little vegetation. Beautiful blue lake on the side. It's just amazing. Oh, okay, this looks seriously cool. You two were flying. I thought we'd never catch you. Oh, look at this. This is a great way to take your knuckles off, isn't it? definitely one way on these bits. If you meet someone coming the other way, I think you'll have to stop and do a shimmy. This is cool. It's amazing, I think, you build a trail like this and just the amount of tourism it brings in, you know, to towns that, you know, I guess you get tourists in Clyde and Cromwell, but this will bring in huge numbers of people to come and ride this trail. It's very busy. Oh, you made that look like an expert. And we're right back down on water level. This is actually really quite a long lake, this one. All right, not sure what we got up here. Oh, is this the little coffee boat thing? Tip top. All right, we're gonna have to stop here. It looks like I'm one of the few people who don't have a stand. Yeah, we're obviously the wrong sort of rider because we don't have a kickstand. Jacqueline, she'll want a kickstand now. Oh, you wouldn't expect this, would you? Look at this, coffee by the lake. Coffee and a burger afloat. There you go. So you happy, girl?
Super happy.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No.
Very good. So coffee on a boat by the lake. All right, I really would have liked a burger there, but A, it's only 11 o'clock, and B, Jacqueline did make a packed lunch today, so we'll go with the packed lunch, save some money. Now the other thing is, after Jacqueline's had her coffee, she now wants to know where the toilet is, so she's on a mission, I think. I think there's one just up here. And then it looks interesting. Looks like we're switchbacking up there. We could do a video series of trailside toilets. Okay, this now looks a serious cool bit. We're gonna go climbing time. I'll probably put somewhere in the numbers how much climbing's on this trail, but there's a little bit to do, I think. We haven't done really any so far. Oh, look way down there that's a cool little spot down there. What? Oh, you're right, mate? You're right, let's give...
Yeah, I'm right. There you go.
Let's give you a hand, man.
No, I'm right.
Come on, let's get it. Oh, geez, you've done your leg a bit of a good one.
That's right. Thank you. Yeah, I'm okay.
Just, yeah, well, you've obviously ridden e-bikes before, but yeah, have a reasonable amount of power and take the corner nice and wide and steady.
Yep.
There you got it. Whoops, I got my mic in the way. You're right. Yeah, it's quite interesting, really. Jacqueline's always struggled with these switchback corners, and these ones are pretty easy. She's almost like a pro now, but you can see other people having difficulty with them and just haven't quite got the technique right. And they're on e-bikes as well. It's kind of weird because there's almost 90% of everyone's on an e-bike. But now Jacqueline's pretty much got it textbook, those turns. That we were watching a video last night, and when I kept saying going wide, and she believed she was going wide, and it wasn't until she watched the footage back to realise that actually she wasn't. So that was quite helpful. Wow. Wow, I should look at the trail really, shouldn't I? But wow. As I say, I think this trail is two ways, but I think 90% of the traffic goes the way we're doing it. So if you are going to do it, this is the recommended way. And I think especially if it's windy, the wind is often behind you down the lake rather than a headwind. All right, a bit of downhill. I can't really resist myself, as long as I keep an eye on for anyone coming the other way. Oh wow, this is cool. I think watching that guy who fell off on his e-bike, he had panniers on the back, and I think I nearly this morning was almost tempted to put the pannier on just to try again, but then I decided against it. And yeah, certainly on switchback tight turns can affect the balance of the bike a bit if you're not used to it. Again, you've got to kind of watch around the corner a little bit. You can't go too fast. Got to be able to stop in half the distance. Hugo Bridge. Oh wow, this is seriously, look at this. That is awesome. All right, you don't want to go off down there. It's funny, this may sound a little bit weird, but I see all the other people riding this trail and everyone's been lovely and we've had lots of chats with people, but I all see them as older than me, and I think some of them are probably the same age as me, but I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I always feel younger. Somehow I don't. I'm a young person still. I ride a downhill bike, well, a downhill e-bike still, but it's not a step through with a stand. I'm still young. Do you buy that? Am I still young? You can see she's pretty busy, but it's not really an issue. The track's nice and wide, not an issue at all. Just feel like spinning my legs a bit. Oh, I need a bit of a back stretch, I think. Oh, my back gets sore, which is why I was thinking of putting the carrier on. Oh. Coliseum Creek. All right, grade 3 intermediate. It's a bit narrow, that's why I put my wife in front, so if we meet anyone, she goes over the edge, not me. Actually really happy I bought this little bike for her. Well, we bought it together, whichever way you want to look at it. I only bought it just for this trip, or before this trip. She wanted to bring a road bike, but this is so much better. We can go for rides together on trails like this, and yeah, it's been great fun. So yeah, absolutely really pleased to get her that little bike, and she's starting to really get confident on it now. This is a really cool bit of trail. I must admit, confidence is an interesting thing, because Jacqueline, as I say, we've done some videos and she struggled a bit with the confidence, but it's interesting riding here because there's obviously a lot of riders with a lot less confidence, and she's overtaking all them quite happily. So I guess everyone's just at a different level, you know, and that's just part of it really. All right, so we decided we're going to look for a lunch spot, and we're thinking over there looks good, so I'm not sure how we get over there. Big swim, I think. Be like doing the motor tap all again. All right, we found the perfect little bay for lunch stop. You've got a packed lunch for me?
I certainly do.
All right, looking forward to that. Let's see what we got. Okay, slightly squished in my bag, but we got ham and cheese and cucumber sandwiches, so that'll be a nice little break.
Now this one, it's got 2 slices.
There's our little lunch spot. That was a really good choice actually. Just tucked away out of the wind. Nice little sheltered beach. Seems a shame to keep going really. But that's what we're going to do. Okay, so the rest of the trail back down to Clyde went pretty uneventfully. The Dunstan Trail is down as 34.6 kilometres long, and according to Trailforks it's got 2,200 metres of climbing, but that's just simply not right. According to Jacqueline's Strava, it's only 560 metres, and that would seem a lot more like it to me. So it's not a hugely strenuous ride, and obviously we were on e-bikes, so that made it pretty easy. And then pretty much you roll down to the Clyde Dam and into Clyde, and we stopped there and had an ice cream break, which was really nice. And then we got picked up by a really friendly guy actually from Dunstan Bike Trails, and he basically ran us back in his van back to Cromwell. Good idea to book, as I say, that some of the shuttle companies was sold out. We then went to old historic Cromwell town. This is a really interesting spot and worth a visit on its own right. We'd been there the day before and Jacqueline looked around the shops, and we actually came back on the Sunday and they had a really good farmers market, bought some plums, some garlic and a few other things, and then basically it's now the rest of the trail back to Bannockburn where we'd started, and that's down on, again on Trail Forks, down as 5.9 kilometres, so that's on top of the 34.6 for the Dunstan Trail, so it made it a pretty good day out. This is actually really quite a pleasant ride, and if you were not wanting to do the whole of the Dunstan Trail or you didn't have much time, you could literally ride from Cromwell out to the Carrick winery, grab yourself a pizza and a glass of wine, and then ride back again, and that would make a really nice ride. It's pretty flat, so I think this bit of section virtually had no climbing in it, so it's a nice easy ride, and yeah, it was a really pleasant day out on the bike for both of us, other than Jacqueline did manage to break her chain on the very last hill home. Alright, well that was the Dunstan Trail. We've had an absolutely epic day. Finished with some pizza and beer at the vineyard, pretty much where we started, so it was a cool loop. Jacqueline did break her chain at the end, which was a bit of a downer, but we were only like half a K to go, so we just decided I gave her a bit of a drag home, so that was not too bad. Pretty easy trail on the whole, although we did see some riders that really were not very confident on a bike, so you should be reasonably confident riding a bike, and especially an e-bike. If you've never ridden one before, they're a little bit different to ride, and yeah, you can see some people struggled. But anyway, if you've enjoyed the video and you haven't subscribed, of course I'd love it if you did that, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and we'll see you somewhere else real soon.